Hi guys, and welcome back to Moto Joshing. So I wanted to talk today about buying used gear. So over the last couple of months, I suppose, actually, probably over the last 8 or 9 months, I guess, I've been becoming quite adept at picking up a wee shifty bargain. So I just wanted to give you my kind of top tips on how to save a pretty penny. 9 times out of 10, this is the kind of gear that you want for sure. It's, premium stuff, but you don't necessarily want to pay those kind of prices. You might be on a budget. You might just want to be keeping those pennies in line, which is definitely no bad thing, I can assure you. But it's all relative. What the fuck is that thing? That apparently a road sweeper. Anyway, enough of that bullshit. That's not going to clean shit. It's just dust everywhere. That aside, so I just wanted to kind of go over my top tips for the kind of things I'm looking for, the kind of things I've been doing, and I've done pretty well out of it. So just to give you a couple of examples of these types of things. So for example, the gloves I'm actually wearing right now, the RST razors, these were $59.99 RRP. I got these for 30 quid, barely used and in cracking nick. So that's one example, so that's 30 quid saved. The boots I'm wearing, Alpine Stars SMX 4s, I think they were around about 145 quid when they first came out new. I picked up these bad boys for 45 quid. So another bargain on that one, I think you can agree. My RST shorty boots, again they were 60 quid. I think I paid 30 or 40 for them. Can't quite remember, but pretty good saving on that, and I was real close to just going to J&S and buying a pair of those, so super happy for the savings on that one. 2 pairs of Alpine Stars gloves now, Gore-Tex gloves, that I wanted for winter. The first one, well, they didn't fit me particularly well, and there's a lesson to that tale, but we'll get into that shortly. Yeah, on both of those, I think the gloves retailed for probably 145, 150 quid for the older style looking ones, and also the Jets that I've got, which are now my new winter rainy gloves, and picked them up for 45 quid as well, so definitely a bargain on those. So as I was saying before, the dual carriageway rudely interrupted. Yeah, both pairs of Gore-Tex gloves. I think the first pair were 50 quid, and the second pair, yeah, 45 quid is what I picked them up for. So RP savings on their own of probably close to 100 quid each pair. So a bargain, I think we can agree. Also the Alpine Stars 63 or 63 jacket, I think it was. It was one of their anniversary jackets actually for their whole 1963 established thing. This was actually a bit of a retro look jacket. It's quite a cafe racer style, but that one certainly, I think the RRP on that is like 330, 340 quid, and I got that one for 50, so that shit's a bargain. So what am I looking for when it comes to this stuff? What's the best thing to do? Well, first of all, you have to know your shit. You have to research the products you're looking for, check out reviews, make sure that is definitely the droid you are looking for, make sure that you're definitely in the ballpark for that stuff, and that you're definitely, that's what you want. Now, further to that, especially with Alpine Stars, Dainese, all this kind of stuff, there are actually quite a lot of fakes out there. So it's also worth noting, certainly in pictures, check out the quality of the tags, do the things look exactly the same as the photo on the Alpine Stars website. Even if stuff is older, you'll tend to find you know, listings on other websites and things of, you know, these items, so you can compare, contrast, and review these things. So then once you've found that, the best thing to do is actually to go check out your sizing with that particular brand. Certainly with RST, I'm medium, and I assumed I'd be a medium with Alpine Stars. I had tried on one pair of Alpine Stars gloves and they were fairly medium as well, but I guess they were fairly enduro style gloves, so I guess they were a bit looser, not quite as tight. And what I learned there was when I bought the medium Alpine Stars, which are the leather Gore-Tex ones, that in fact they're too small. They're only a tiny bit too small, but it was enough so it was uncomfortable for me. But thankfully myself and my girlfriend have similar hand sizes, because I've got dinky hands, and because of that she got to use those gloves, which is great for her because, you know, they're much better than the shitty gloves she had before. So no big problem there. But then obviously when I came to buying the jet gloves, I bought the large. So certainly if you have to go into your local dealer, try on some of their gloves, try even on the exact pair of gloves that you want to buy, then do that first, make sure you know your sizes. And then the next thing is to obviously check, you know, Gumtree over here, Craigslist in America, same type of system, eBay obviously, all that kind of stuff. So you're definitely looking for used. What you're ideally looking for is used from a smoke-free, pet-free home, and don't be afraid to ask these people if it comes from a smoke-free, pet-free home. Obviously if you're buying stuff that's really used, then you're going to have to expect some element of sniffery to come with it. You know, it might have a bit of sweat smell, it might be all sorts, and how you deal with that is up to you. But what you're really looking for, and what I go for, is barely worn stuff that people have worn for like twice of a season, didn't quite get on with it, didn't like it, but forgot to actually bother to sell it in anything. Have to be good to Popo be watching. Yeah, the kind of stuff that people aren't using for a season and kind of forget to get rid of. You also want middle-aged bikers that buy all this bike gear, use it a little bit, and then, you know, knock their misses up, and now they've had their testicles removed and now they're not allowed to go out on their bikes. Those are the guys you want. Unfortunately, lots of people have scares, crashes, even car crashes that make people think twice about biking, and there's always that seasonal stuff that you know, you can aim for in the winter, you know, ready for the summer and vice versa. So these are all things to consider, and this is the kind of stuff I do, and then that's the stuff I'm on the lookout for. So generally I'll run different search criteria. Certainly on eBay you can run a search against the items you're looking for, and they will certainly let you know if anything like that comes up or anything under your search criteria. What you're really looking for is generic terms as well. Don't just pick the brand names. The amount of people that incorrectly list stuff as generic item, for example the Alpine Stars leather jacket, that was listed just as leather jacket. The Alpine Stars wasn't written on it at all. So because of that, obviously they didn't really necessarily notice the fact that it was an Alpine Stars jacket. So even better for me, and just means the bargains can keep on coming. So bear that in mind, that it might not necessarily be listed under the items you're looking for, and just to look at related items, and you should be able to figure out this stuff from there. So that's the stuff you're going for. Don't be afraid to message some of these guys that, you know, have slightly bigger buy it now things, or make an offer and go in cheeky, or guys that say they're only willing to post it locally. You know, certainly Gumtree, Craigslist, you know, that type of stuff. Don't just look in your region, look at other people's regions. You know, private message them and offer to you know, give them an extra $5 or whatever to post it to you. That's always a good one, but just bear in mind that there are also a lot of scam artists out there, so try to make sure you use PayPal and these third-party marketplace payment services as much as possible, because they'll probably save you on the ball ache. Obviously, if you're paying with a credit card in the UK, you can normally get that shit back if it doesn't turn out to be what it was supposed to be. Certainly check for returns policies. Some power sellers, even in used gear, often will take returns as well. So keep an eye on that and make sure you're buying with confidence. And you know, everyone knows about sniping. You know what I mean? Don't bid at all on stuff if it is going to the bids. I prefer to try and not get there, but if that's the way it's got to go down, then sometimes that's the way it's got to go down. So by all means, you know, keep that in mind. That might be something you have to do. But if you have to do that, then yeah, wait to the last 10 seconds, 20 seconds and smash your bids in there. The one thing to remember that, you know, time and effort that you're putting into researching this stuff, make sure you really know your true cost that you'd be willing to go to. You know, an extra tenner here, an extra tenner there, in the long run will save you a long time if it makes sure you get a very good example of what you're looking for. Anyway guys, I just wanted to share my kind of top tips, the stuff I've managed to get for a steal of a deal. And so far the quality on everything's been cracking. I've not had any problems. I've actually had more problems buying cheaper gloves and things from RST and alike, just because of their shoddy workmanship. But that's another story. Anyway guys, I'll catch you on the next one. By the way, any comments or tips that you've got for other people on buying used, by all means let me know. And I can certainly share them with everyone else as well. And hopefully on this little run I would have got some good footage of my exhaust, but we shall see. Anyway guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Ta-ta, bye-bye.